close a day after traveling to Puerto Rico. FEMA Chief Brock Long said the U.S. federal government is dramatically increasing the federal footprint in Puerto Rico and working tirelessly to stabilize the situation. September 26. It pains me that Latinos have to beg for attention. If Puerto Rico had an NFL team, oil or cigars, you can bet the U.S. would be rushing to help. The Spanish-speaking Puerto Ricans confronting Hurricane Maria's devastation have been merely an afterthought of their motherland, the United States. A week after the hurricane slammed the Caribbean island, residents are without water, electricity, and food, and are completely isolated. Completely alone. You haven't seen the round-the-clock television coverage or gripping images of people agonizing over the rubble where their home or a business once stood. We need a national service reserved for disasters like Maria, Irma, and Harvey. It's hard to see Hurricane Maria through all this smoke. For all practical purposes, President Trump, Congress, the entire nation, really, is miserably failing Puerto Rico, and you've got to question why. Remember Harvey battering Houston or Irma approaching Florida? You couldn't turn anywhere without being inundated with every detail of the hurricanes on television, radio, social media, and in newspapers. The coverage of Houston and South Florida, as well as the prompt federal financial aid, was fitting and necessary. But what about Puerto Rico? A huge collective yawn, at best. And when cable news finally ramped up coverage, newscasts found it necessary to scroll headlines saying Americans in Puerto Rico. Hurricane Maria's destruction of Puerto Rico resurfaced a disturbing fact. More than half of Americans don't realize Puerto Rico is a U.S. Commonwealth. USA touted Puerto Ricans are American citizens. No, folks, they don't mean Americans from the mainland living there. They mean the 3.5 million residents on the island are Americans, as in U.S. citizens. It pains me to see congressmen like Ruben Gallego, Raul Grijalva, and others clamoring for help for Puerto Rico, which is on the brink of disaster. Theirs is a cry for attention to the fact that Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens too. The island is officially a Commonwealth state, an unincorporated territory of the United States. Its residents are U.S. citizens, but they cannot cast a ballot for president or vice president. The island doesn't have a vote in Congress. Statehood has been a perennial fight within Puerto Rico. The island has been split between those who want to become the 51st state and those who prefer the status quo. Either way, the U.S. Congress officially governs the island, and thus it should treat the territory as it would any other state when it comes to caring for its people. The federal government should provide federal relief funds immediately, and Americans should respond with the same fervor and generosity too. More hurricane TV. Wind, rain, and self-immolation won't buy love for journalists policing the USA. A look at race, justice, media. If Maria won't get attention, what will? Hurricane Maria flattened homes and left the island without electricity and communication. Hot, isolated, and running out of supplies, read headline on the Washington Post Sunday. Story about Puerto Rico's predicament. 4 days after a major hurricane battered Puerto Rico, leaving the entire island in a communications and power blackout, regions outside San Juan remain disconnected from the rest of the island, reported the Post. It pains me that Latinos have to cry out for attention, for help. It pains me to see they're the afterthought of everyone, including their own countrymen. If only Puerto Rico had an NFL team, oil, cigars, political clout, anything with commercial appeal to draw attention to itself in this time of need. Elvia Diaz is an editorial columnist for the Arizona Republic, where this piece first appeared. Readers share this story. Tpsusit.ly2zip